welcome to Beyond Agency Profits. I'm Frankie Finn, and we're going to be talking today about a brand new strategy to get one new client per week without any paid ads, funnel, content marketing, webinars, SEO, or AdWords, or all those things. And I'm not saying not to do those things, but this is far, far simpler, far, far more direct, and that's the very reason that it works so well. And you can spin this to use any direction for what you'd like, whether you want to get an SEO client, a client for your Facebook ads, or for Google ads, or whether you do webinars or email marketing, or even like things like copy. As long as you provide some kind of digital marketing service, this works. I've only taught this and used this with a very, very small group of people until recently. And literally everybody who's used this has gotten clients. And I've actually gotten clients personally for over 10 years. And the tech and stuff was a lot more complicated. So this video is really, really important. This will be for doing. I know you guys get hit with a lot of information. There's a lot of stuff shouting at you. You will learn far, far more from just doing this. And you'll see from the power of this, it works because it's so damn simple. So we're going to give you the big fat upgrade. That is the movie Idiocracy. If you've never seen that, you should watch it. You'll laugh your ass off. It's more like a documentary. Should go without saying, I'm not going to spend too long on this, but you should choose a niche. If you just like randomly untarget people, it's not going to work nearly as well. I've only ever seen 3 niches: brick and mortar, an online service like coaches and consultants, and brick and mortar, obviously, like, dentists and doctors and all those kind of restaurants and things like that, physical location kind of businesses, and e-commerce. I've done the least amount with e-commerce because that's just not been my specialty. So I'm going to show you with the other two how it works. But the same principles apply exactly with e-commerce. So I'm sure you guys have heard this. You're only one funnel away from the next funnel. This is what a friend of mine wrote. You're only one funnel away from the next funnel you have to build because the last one didn't work, because it's not actually the funnel that's the problem. It's the crappy offer with your lack of clear messaging and no defined client avatar, or no real results, and you jump from business model. That's all to say that, the biggest reason funnels work and don't work is because the offer at the end of it. And so what we're going to do is really make this really, really simple, is demonstrate how you can help somebody and make a real powerful offer. And you'll see from that it eliminates so much of the guesswork and unnecessary pieces. And then what happens is later when you add automation to it, so I'm not saying don't do webinars or don't do Facebook ads or do Google, but until you've done this, you're actually adding complexity and adding funnels, because what's a funnel other than a tool to deliver an offer? What's a website other than a tool to deliver an offer? So if you don't get that exact piece right, what happens is people chase the wrong thing and they try and add complexity to it. And so I'm just bracing you for the fact that this is so dog shit simple. You'll probably say when you get there, it can't be that easy. So 2 biggest reasons people fail to get clients consistently. One is an internal mental kind of thing. They're just afraid of getting rejected. And we'll talk about that internal state in a second. Second reason is their offer sucks. So I know you've heard a lot of things. Everybody says you got to be doing Facebook ads, you got to be doing this, and you got to be doing that. But those are really the only 2 reasons people don't get the number of clients they deserve. They're afraid of getting rejected, and so they don't make offers, or they do put an offer out there and it sucks, and so they have to make up for it with quantity. Like, I've heard of people saying I send 1,000 LinkedIn invites a day, and I send out 10,000 cold emails, and all that to maybe get 1 client. So we're going to just make this work way simpler. So first, let's talk about the internal state you need to have before we actually get to this. You're going to get told no. Like in business, like no matter what you do, not everybody's going to be 100% fit for you. But you don't want to be stupid either and not take the feedback from those no's. And so we want to find out, what exactly is not working. So I'm going to tell you that with this strategy, it takes about 5 minutes to make an offer. You can do it in less. You can do this in about half hour a day, but I'm going to give you an hour a day. If you're not willing to commit an hour a day to making offers to people, you're probably not going to be very successful over the long term in your agency. But we're going to be making 10 offers a day, an hour per day. So you can do this 5 days a week, 5 hours a week. You will get a client if you actually just follow this process. Now, we're going to be doing a specialized form of cold outreach that is very different than everything you've seen before. I know if you've heard cold outreach, it's just sending untargeted message and you think that's probably spam. So I wanted to show you what cold outreach, this is what it normally means to most people. So I did a search for all the people pitching me backlinks, right? Most of these people have never opted into their email. They don't know who the fuck I am. And they just basically blog links for sale, backlinks for sale, high quality links. And, you could swap SEO or Facebook ads and it wouldn't be very different. They're all just kind of shouting at me. And this is what their idea of cold rich is: buy my shit, fucker. And it doesn't quite work like that. Especially when we haven't established a need that it actually will help me and my business to buy their shit, which is a much, much easier sell. So we're going to be doing something that I call the cold room cat call. And it's so simple. You guys are going to look at it, and again, you're going to go like, it can't really be that simple. And I actually discovered this years ago on a forum. It was probably like 2007, 2008. I was just getting started, and what happened is people had discovered that online reputation was really starting to matter, Google reviews and things like that. And whenever a business had shitty reviews, they would send a letter to that business. All they would do is have a one-page letter, and it would just have a picture of their shitty reviews and say, just so you know, this is costing you money, and I would be interested in helping you fix it. Why don't we jump on a phone call? And people were getting paid $10,000 deals and $20,000 deals and $30,000 to fix these reviews. And the reason it worked is because the letter didn't say, buy my shit. It opened up with a personalized problem that said, you got shitty reviews and it's costing your business, your name. This is you. Go Google it. You can verify it for yourself. And so we're going to kind of follow that methodology, but in kind of a new way. Then we're going to actually do what's so simple, so obvious, is we're going to show them we can help them by demonstrating that we can actually help them. And then we're going to finish that by just casually offering more help. That's it. Hey, I don't know if we're aware of this. You have a problem, such as the bad reviews. If I were you, here's how I would fix it. We demonstrate. And if you're interested in getting my help, here's how you can take more steps. So before you guys do all the, by the way, look at this ad, sell your mother today. So before you guys do all the scaling and the funnels and all those things, a lot of times people don't get the problem and the offer right, and then what happens is they're trying to add complexity to cover up for the fact that it's kind of a broken process in the first place. So believe it or not, even if you're like kicking ass with Facebook ads, I would recommend you get back to the basics and do this manually first, because it'll make your scaling job so much easier. And then you'll have case studies to show, I helped person X do this and they had this situation. So personalization, why this works is really, really simple. If you look at all those shitty messages I got in my inbox, the reason they don't work is because they're shouting about themselves. Buy my shit, and I really can't tell the difference between them all. But there's something really powerful. If you've ever been in a big room and you hear your name called, you stop and you go, who was that? Is somebody calling? Even if it's just somebody who happens to have the same name as you, when you hear your name across a crowded room, it doesn't matter if there's thousands of other messages, you hear it, right? So people always care about themselves and their own personal problems and stuff. And that's the power of what actually gets this cold outreach to actually get noticed. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate we can actually help them by giving them a little bit of the plan. So there was a guy actually in Florida. He was #1 in selling hurricane-proof windows, and I forget the exact number, but he was outselling second and third and fourth place, like other great salespeople in this company, by like 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And nobody could figure out what he was doing. And so they went to a conference and they asked him, "What's your secret for selling all the windows?" And everybody's got notepads ready, expecting the 1, 2, 3 ABC superstar closing technique and the funnel and the tie down and the super ninjutsu sales strategy. And he was just like, well, I grab the window like this and I grab a hammer and I go whack and I smash it. And then the window doesn't break. And I go, see, hurricane proof windows. And that's the power of a demonstration, is like when they can see it with their own eyes that you can actually help them. It's just really, really powerful. Then we're going to end with an offer. And in the second video, we're going to talk far more about this, because this is actually the make or break piece in the whole process. And most agencies get this so horribly wrong that they make their job 1,000 times harder than it needs to be. So bring your girlfriend 5% off, bring wife 10% off, bring both. Free meal. So I'm going to that Chinese restaurant. So conversions, let's talk for a second. What's better? Because I know a lot of people who do this in their agency, they send thousands of untargeted messages, and it's to hopefully make one sale. Or to send 10, 20 personalized messages to make a sale. I promise you, it's in my experience, B is better. I'm not telling you what's better for you, but I'd rather send less to just people I want to work with. And so you're going to experience when you do B, you'll experience a lot more little wins as well, not just in terms of making sales, but you'll get responses back. You'll get appointments and strategy sessions and demonstrations. You'll get those booked. And then depending on your offer and of your skills, of course, you're going to get sales booked out of it as well. And this costs no money, and it's easy to get started for that reason. So this, again, I should mention, you can still do all the leads and the fancy funnels, but until you get this piece right, you're just adding complexity and automation to a broken process. So in order to get started, you're going to want to pause the video and download a free software called Loom. I'm using Loom right now. It allows you to record your screen, to talk. I'm using my shitty ass internal microphone because I want to show you guys it's not about having perfect video, because they care about themselves and their problems. They don't care about perfect video quality if it's important and relevant to them. So let me show you. We're going to go to the Batmobile for a second here. Yeah. So I did a couple of searches, and one of those searches I did search for was Dallas injury lawyer. Now, I could go to any of these websites, and let's just say, for example, you work with brick and mortar. I actually did work with lawyers for many, many years, so this is a kind of an easy exercise. But all you're going to want to do is go to Google and search for the type of clients that you would be interested in working in. And the beautiful thing is they all got websites. So I could have picked any of these, Mullen & Mullen, Lenahan, Kraft and Associates. I don't know what made me pick this one. I picked this one, Rosansky Law Firm, Personal Injury Lawyers, Dallas. And actually, one of the things that you want to notice when you do a search is for things that you can help them with. So one of the first things I would show them is that this is actually really boring, shitty ass like headline that doesn't make me want to click their website. Like if I don't know who they are already, I don't care what their name is. So I would almost promise you right away that that's costing them clicks, which is costing them money, which is costing them rankings. So the second thing we're going to focus on doing is demonstrating we can actually help them. And that's one of the ways I might help tweak their results, for example. So when you go to this person's website, if at all possible, the first thing you want to do is find the owner's name, picture, and face if you can find it. So in this case, it's called Rosansky Law Firm. I did a search, our attorneys. There's one named Rosansky. There's one named Lopez. It's called the Rosansky Law Firm, so I'm pretty sure I know who the boss man is. And this is really, really important step is when I start the video, I'm going to start it right here. Let me just close this little pop-up they have. I'm going to start the video right here on the owner's name, picture, and face, which is just like when you hear your name called across a cold room, immediately he knows that this is relevant to him and that this is important. And so how do you actually start this video? Well, it's actually really, really simple. And you start it the same way every single time as I would say, hey, Jeff, because in this case, the owner's name is Jeff. I would say, hey, Jeff, I don't know if you know this or not, but I was doing a search for Dallas injury lawyers, and I came across your website, and there were a couple of problems that I'm not sure you're aware of that are costing you money right now and probably losing you clients. So that's where you want to begin every conversation with is, hey, name, I noticed some problems, and those problems are costing you money. So now this is really, really key. We're going to get into the demonstration part here. And there's a million different ways you can go with this demonstration. And you don't necessarily have to demonstrate your skills with how good you are at ads or anything like that. All you want to do is establish the fact that you've got some ideas and ways that you can help them. And your offer can be a totally different curveball. So if you do Google Ads, you don't have to talk about what he could do with Google Ads. If you do SEO, you don't have to talk about rankings and backlinks. In fact, I like to just show them right now, here's where you're losing money before we even talk. And so if I look at this particular website, I'll tell you just personally, like my experience with it is, assuming it loads. So there's one of the things right there. It loads kind of slowly. And the headline is just look at our law firm. And I might show him, here's a couple other websites that are all doing the same thing. Like, hey, Jeff, I don't know if you realize this, but you guys sound exactly like everybody else. There's nothing to differentiate you. And you got some nice pictures and all these things, but it's really confusing. And then when you get to this section here, by the way, and again, this demonstration part is a little bit customized to different to everybody because it depends on what they're doing. But what you'll find is if you make 5 of these videos, you probably say the same things 5 out of 5 times because all your potential clients are making the same. So in the case of lawyers, they're all using the same generic, boring, will fight hard, Frankie Finn law firm. So this is actually really good here. He's got case results. This is the best part of his website and the awards, and he's got it buried halfway down the page. And as I know from experience, most people are going to bounce right here because it's me, and they don't care about you. And I might show him, hey, here's a couple other of your competitors, which is a pro tip, by the way. If you're working with brick and mortars, they hate their competitors and they're always afraid of losing business with them. So if you can show them that they're losing business to their competitors, it's kind of like a pain point that you can step on really, really hard. And I'm not suggesting you abuse this just because, but what you'll find is it'll make them want to take action because they do not like losing business to their competitors. So he has no social proof. There's no real offer on the website. Even his call to actions are kind of hidden. Like if you, like this is view all practice areas. So like if I'm trying to, like let's just say I was trying to call this guy. The phone number's up here, but if I'm scrolling, like looking for it, like I don't see his fucking phone number anywhere. So that might be a thing. I'd be like, Jeff, you do all this work to get yourself ranked, to get business, and I got to scroll like 20 minutes to find your phone number, right? So there's another thing I can help them. I might also look at his reviews because I mentioned that works really, really well. But you know, like I said, there's no have to in this. And I usually like to show them, hey, these are a couple of things that are broke with your website. And ideally what you want to do is show them 2 or 3 things that you would immediately change that would improve their results. So, hey, I would change your headline because it's not speaking to anybody. Hey, your phone number is buried. And hey, you guys sound like everybody else. And the best part of your website, hidden 2/3 of the way down, should be front and center. These are your case results. These are your awards. That should be what you lead with because that's what differentiates you guys from everybody else. And so if you put this here, you got this great looking website, I guarantee you more people will call because if I've never heard of you before, Jeff, I don't really care about your picture and you in a suit and tie and all those kind of things. So funny little story about that. National Trial Lawyers Top 100. I was actually named because I spoke at the National Trial Lawyers Association, and I've never worked in legal. I just worked with lawyers as a digital marketing consultant. But if you do really well in a niche, they actually printed a thing and listed me as one of the top 100 lawyers in America. So go figure, right? So I don't consider that award as meaningful anymore. But anyway, so show them some things they can do, right? Like if you're doing SEO, you can show them, hey, your load time's slow. You can show them like, hey, your copy's kind of boring, like, or hey, it's not optimized for your keywords, or your backlinks, and just, you know, you can show them a backlink report, him versus competitors. And if you're trying to sell Facebook ads, one of your tips might be to go right here and go, hey, I notice you guys don't have any tracking code. Like you could easily follow up with people with retargeting campaigns, and you would you know, make all of your leads go a lot farther, but you're not following up with people. So that means, you know, 95% of your website visitors you're losing and not doing anything about, right? So there's an infinite number of ways you can spin this depending on what you offer. So I'm going to show you one more. I did a search for marketing and business coaching. So if you work with online coaches, same deal. So we want to start on the person's picture. So this one's an article that came up, number 1, but I could still reach out to the person. This is Marcel Shu. So I looked before I hit record. There's no other video, but I could start the video right here. Then I notice he's got a free bonus, and it's enter to download your free coaching question cheat sheet. 6 types and powerful examples every coach and counselor should know, plus ebook, The Coaching Navigation Method. Now, nobody cares about the coaching navigation method, only what it'll do for them. So I might say to him, hey, you got this download. It's a really good idea, but you're probably costing yourself downloads and people and subscribers because it's not really clear what I'm going to get out of it. I might change it to this. Here's another one, by the way. This person learned with me, Andrea Patton. So again, where would we start the video? Right here on Andrea's face. I'm assuming this is Andrea. I could be wrong. Um, but yeah, you want to always start the video on the person's face and they say, Andrea, notice a couple of things, right? So 4 ways to achieve business and marketing success. Again, that's kind of abstract. Monthly membership impact. I don't even know what that would do for me. Why would I want to pay monthly uh, when it's just a generic create the life of your dreams, self-study online courses. So she's done all this work to get herself ranked. And then she has kind of like these generic headlines promoting her courses that make it not really clear about what I could get from it. So I might just let her know that. And again, this would be a better place to start, the video. Personalized. Hey, Andrea, I just noticed a couple of things you were doing. I don't know if you're aware of this, but blah, blah, blah. Now, when you do the demonstrations, what's really, really important is you want to tell them what to do, but you don't want to tell them how to do it. And there is a difference. So what is like, hey, you should do some retargeting, but that doesn't tell them how to set up code or how to set up a website. They need you for the how to do it, but you tell them what to do. So you're basically giving them a plan that actually has real value to them because it gives them clear direction and clear focus. And you can do this any way you want. By the way, I use this now. I still use this strategy, but I use it differently. I use it to reach out to influencers. So it's still really, really powerful. So instead of just, randomly blasting a, hey, buy my shit kind of email to an influencer, I'll take the time to reach out to them to add some value to them and say, hey, we should talk because I had an idea about how we might collaborate. So there's tons of ways to spin this and you can get all the clients that you want. So let's go back here. Slide format. There we go, present. So let's just go back a slide. Was that to the bad one? Okay, we're exactly where we want to be. So your job is going to be to go and actually make these videos and get them out there and get some clients and get some responses and get some strategy sessions. So how you actually send the video is really, really simple. You just send them a website or an email, and it just says, hey, whatever their name is, I noticed a problem with your website. I'm not sure you're aware of it. It was easier to explain in a 2-minute video, so I just recorded it. Take a look at this video when you get a minute. And notice that's very different than, buy my backlinks, buy my Facebook ads, buy my Google AdWords package, right? Like instead of shouting that, you're just saying, hey, there's something that you should be aware of that's costing you money. And if you're dealing with brick and mortar, I might also add, I would hate for you guys to lose business to competitor name because you didn't know this. Again, you want to get your cold outreach messages open. That's how you do it. So it's really, really simple. So now your job, you choose to do it. I don't believe in like homework per se, but commit to doing this for an hour a day, 5 days a week. And that means each video, by the way, should take you anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be super long. The first one will probably be the hardest one you ever make. And that's just, with anything new, that's kind of normal. But what you'll find is pretty much everybody in your niche is making the same mistakes over and over. So by the time you're on your 3rd or 4th video, you'll speak with such confidence and such power because you're saying the same things over and over. Like when I mentioned with lawyers, they all say we'll fight hard, we're experienced, we're aggressive. And so on every website, I'm saying, you'll fight hard, you're aggressive, sounds exactly like this guy, and you're probably losing business to him because he ranks higher than you in the search engine. So the goal to make this work, by the way, I found for every 10 to 20 videos, depending on your offer and your sales skills, obviously that you're the variable in what you're offering in your niche. But typically every 10 to 20 videos that you make of this, you'll get about 2 calls booked, and one of those will close into an actual deal. And by the way, this is different than sending like kind of when you send mass messages, they've already watched your video. They already know you can help them. So when they get on the phone with you, they know it's for the prospect of working together. And so it tends to go way, way more smoothly because it's not like a surprise trying to figure out what you sell. They already know. And so as I forgot to mention, when you end the video, you're just going to make a soft offer. I should have mentioned that earlier, but your soft offer is, hey, this isn't the only way I can help you. I could also help you with whatever it is that you offer. I could help you get ranked higher in the search engine. Or even you could just say, if you just want to get on the phone with them, this isn't the only way I can help you. If you're interested, let's have a conversation, and I'm happy to share a couple other ways that I think you guys could really benefit from. That's how you make the video. So every video is the same. Starts with name and personalization. Hey, blah, blah, blah. I noticed a problem. I'm not sure you're aware of this. It's costing you money. So it was easier to show you in this video. Here's what I would fix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, it can be as many or as little as you want. And then just say, by the way, these aren't the only ways I can help you. I'd be happy to jump on a phone call and we can explore that. That's it. That's the whole video. Works, by the way. And each video should be 5 minutes or less when you do it this way. And typically you're going to find most videos go 3 to 4 minutes. So 10 offers a day actually should take you less than an hour a day. There's a little bit of time like researching each person, but I literally will just go down the first page and send videos to everybody. And you can even put that in your video, like, I'm only working with one person in this area. I would hate for it to be so-and-so. And in the next video, so your job is going to be to go make these videos, get them out there, and start actually like having some conversations and get some replies back. Next video, what we're going to be talking about is making your offer work. And this is the piece that everybody gets wrong and why they have to do so much funnels and so much automation and so many messages and so much cold outreach and so much BNI is because their offer sucks. And when you get this right, life will get a whole lot easier for you and your agency. So that's all I got for you in this video. May the force be with you, and get cracking and go get some clients, because this is exciting times.